Ahem. Oh. That seems pretty good. Yeah, I might as well go for that. Although, let me just double check. Yeah, I'm actually better off giving some heavy armor for that. So let's talk about all of those physical classes, because there's a lot of them and it's not necessarily easy to differentiate them stat-wise. The tankiest with the low attack is the Heavy Axeman, and he is especially weak against magical attacks as well. He uses heavy armor, of course. The next along the spectrum of damage and durability is the Heavy Blade, which is Black Rose's class. And that one is also fairly weak to magic attacks, although not quite as bad. I don't know exactly where Blade Master lies along those lines. I believe that her attack is roughly the same as a Heavy Blade, but she has a little bit less physical defense and a little bit more magic defense, and maybe she can cast spells a little bit. She, or he, I don't know. I'm sure there's both of those. Anyway, let's get this thing started. And then there's the Long Arm, which is a medium armor class, also very bad at magic, and being medium armor, he or she is not so durable. At least,
here I come.
Not so much as the heavy armor classes, of course. However, the Long Arm has immense physical attack, the best in the game, in fact. Should I bring Natsume with me? You know what, considering the experience that she got from me just playing tag with a goblin, what I should probably just do is let her sit outside for a while and passively gain experience, even though she does have the Spiral Lead, which is a pretty nice weapon for this point in the game. I'll bring her along next time. Wow, this one isn't even protected. I'm kind of surprised. And then we have the Twin Blade.
Well, that was easy. Strange.
Wow, she's surprised too. Okay, I gotta give the writer some credit. Oh, here we go. Here's where things get kinda tough. So enemies do not seem to be delayed too much by... Whoa! Did my... Oh, right, I used the wrong restoration item. Okay. Well, now that I have a little bit of room to breathe, I can put some buffs on. I think one more level will be enough for me to... I apologize for all the pauses I put in the middle of my sentences. That's what happens when I try to think and talk at the same time. is what happens when I try to do anything and talk at the same time. Well, to finish the physical class breakdown, we have the Twin Blade. Medium armor, decent physical attack. I'd say physical attack is better than the magic, especially because most of the Twin Blade weapons carry physical attacks with them. However, it's not that difficult to gear a Twin Blade towards magic, as I've demonstrated several times already. And then finally we have the only light armor class, the Wave Master, and that's it for magical classes. As you can guess in that case, most of the parties that are brought by players in the Dot Hack games, or this particular series anyway, are Kite, of course, one physical class which can vary greatly, and then a Wave Master. In Dot Hack GU, they split up the magical classes and abilities a lot better. I love this music, by the way. It's all, well, of course it's blatantly dramatic and everything, but I think it does that job pretty well. Also, if you kill an enemy and they have a damage spell in the works, the damage spell won't actually hurt you anymore, because the enemy that cast it is technically gone. I did not know that you could trigger a data drain on that thing so quickly. Also, something that I hadn't mentioned before, you see what I say about damage scaling? Yeesh. I'm kind of a sucker for games which have a basic traveling music, and then the music, it doesn't change completely, but it alters to a more action-packed sort of thing when you encounter enemies. I love games that do that. It really helps me get into the mood of things. Yeah, it pays to pay a lot of attention to the stuff that you pick up from data drains. Okay, so this is just a more ice defense oriented thing, but it has better stats overall, and there are ice users in this dungeon, so I might as well. Also, I should give Minstrel that gear before I forget.
Thanks, I'll take it.
And what else does she have? Just sandals? I think I can give something better than that. Nope. I thought I had light armor, but actually I have the opposite. That's okay. In that case, I have something to give to Black Rose. And yes, I am going to give something to you, too. I love how the people in your party will get jealous when you give a gift to someone else. Oh. Do I have an earth skill somewhere? I think I might. Nah, it doesn't look like it. Must have been someone else. Oh, Mistral does. And got an elemental crit too. Okay. Yeah, it looks like this dungeon is pretty bad for experience because of all those single monster encounters. I do not like those. Now I forget whether this is actually a good dungeon to get that elemental stat item. But there is one thing that I like about the game design, well, in that particular situation, which is, I've already talked about how item spaces are kind of precious. Because having a good gear collection means that you have a good skill selection. And then, of course, there's lots of different useful consumable items. So, with something as specialized as increasing one of your elemental affinities, they at least make those items affect the whole party. So it can save yourself a bit of hassle. That is not remotely what I was looking for. What is that? Oh. Well, I guess I'll trade that since I just gave Mistral something better. And another one. So, there's usually one type of gear which does not have a huge variety of skills, and that's headgear. Headgear tends to have healing skills, and that doesn't vary too much. It doesn't vary very much. Fine, I'll say it. Oh, no. The other pieces of gear tend to have, like, different elemental attacks, or different status attacks, or that sort of thing. Different buffs. There was a time when I thought that the tornado type spells were the best because all of those numbers came up. It must be doing a lot of damage. I've learned to do better since then. Oh, hello. I don't think I've met you before. Not in this playthrough, at least. Guardian. Not the Guardian, thankfully. If you're familiar with the anime, you'll know. Well, these guys look pretty bulky, so I'm gonna try this. Nah, I think we need the experience more than we need the item right now. Yeah, when you start getting 100 experience or more, that means you're severely underleveled. By the way, just a primer on how sleep works. It's similar to paralysis in that it doesn't wear off if you get hit. Basically, if you get a status and it's not poison or curse, that means that either you can't do anything at all or you attack your friends. What I'm saying is status ailments in this game do not mess around. Wow, all this stuff. Also, I need to refresh buffs. Always important. I also like how this game doesn't really spell out that items are very important. Making sure you can apply buffs is also really important. It just kind of leaves you to check out what's available and figure that stuff out. Which is kind of especially a bonus for people who have played online games like this before. Well, it applies in single-player games as well, especially the Megami Tensei games, but any veteran of an online role-playing game will know how important it is to check for what can give you buffs and how you can get access to that. I will say that the tornado spells are very nice for triggering a protect break. Because even if the tornado is enough to kill the enemy, you can usually sneak the data drain in before it completes. The tornado enemy. No, but from a game mechanics point, aside from data drain, the thing those spells are good for is that they have a pretty wide area of effect if you place it right. Of course, I just tell people to throw skills around blindly, so that rarely happens. But if I'm casting it manually, pretty nice. Oh hey, I can toss out this flame dance and annihilate something. Whoa, wrong thing. Yeah, you see that shield when you use a spell on something with a tolerance against that element. So, hey, just saying, try something different. This is gonna save grinding in the future, so... Say what? Oh, thanks. Hooray! I now have improved skill point recovery. And so does Black Rose, wow. She gets more SP than I thought. Anyway. With the exception of boss battles, I try not to data drain more than once per battle. This is to balance recovery from infection. If your infection gets bad enough, you start get increasingly debilitating side effects, which can include loss of experience, and yes, you can lose a level due to that sort of thing. And if you get to like 100% or 95% infection or something like that, like fully red, you can get a straight up game over.
Nobody's here. The thing with the red wand or the girl.
Was that a hoax? That can't be, right? Something isn't right, but no sense in standing here. Should we go back for now?
We're gonna find later on. We will find out why that was a dead end. Right now, though, oh, she just screams "Elf." That's great. That's beautiful. Ahem. Well, one of the things that we just got from access to this new server is also access to new shops. Doesn't actually sell good gear, of course. That's never going to happen. However, we can go over to the scroll shop and buy different kinds of scrolls. I'm not going to do that right now, but it's something to bear in mind. So what do we do now? Well, the same thing we do every time that we run into a dead end, which is check the mail and message board. That's usually where the next step is. Oh, hey. Yeah, that's not gonna be the thing that advances the email thread. Okay, well, we looked at an email, but nonetheless, that did not advance the story. And since nothing's happening around here, the only place to go is that other server.
Mia, you've been acting weird lately. Why do you care about that guy so much?
What I do is none of your business, Elk.
Whoa! You two have just been traveling companions for apparently quite a long time. No need to be
Mia,
civil.
Do you like him?
Like him? What do you mean by that?
Mia, I like you.
What? What's this? I feel strange.
That's because you are strange. Apparently that's where the conversation ended, so...
Hey, can we talk for a minute?
So it seems Elk just got shot down.
I have a favorite area, but it's been looking odd lately. It might have been caused by a data bug. You're the only one who can help. The area is Delta. Plenty of smiling Haifa. Can you come with me? Sure. Thank you.
He sure did. He sure did. So, I have a lot of trading to do and a lot of just general miscellaneous maintenance stuff to make sure that my inventory and supplies are all good to go for the next few dungeons. So I'm gonna call it a day for now. We've been playing the game for a good 2 hours, and that's pretty much what I'm comfortable with for now. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the stream. So go ahead and tell people about it. Tell your friends, tell your guildmates, tell the people in your bowling league, tell the people in your prison block that of all the .hack streams that air on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. EST and are run by a guy who calls himself Regdrin, this one is the very best. I have full confidence in this. Later, everyone.